There aren't really side quests in this game. I mean, I did a casual playthrough before starting the 12-hour challenge that took me about maybe 4 hours, although that was with having played it several times as a kid, but not really remembering dungeon layouts and story triggers and stuff. Am I playing this on an NES? Yes. Playing it on a top loader NES modded for composite video. One slime. Alright, have a good night, Tipo. Yeah, the only kind of two things about this game I would say that haven't aged too well are the fact that it's a game you play on a 2-button NES controller, so there's just a lot of menuing you have to do to switch like spells and items and stuff around. Be a little tiresome, and also just the fact that most of the dungeons are very samey looking caves. But other than that, I think it holds up pretty well. Like, one of the main annoyances for speedrunning, which is the hitboxes, is not really that big of a deal in casual play. Not trying to... when you're actually fighting stuff using charge shots instead of stabbing. Stabbing is just faster. Took a ton of damage outside. A pretty solid cave entry time though. 2 for... If I can kill one bat, skip me a cycle, I think. Probably wasn't worth it though. Yeah, music is really good. I just think it's really, really unfortunate that this game never got any sequels. It was made by a company called SNK that, for the most part, made fighting games and arcade games instead of RPGs. Wow, that was almost the god fight. If I hadn't missed like a hit or two, that would have been really fast. Because he teleported into the same spot like 3 times in a row. I died twice to Dragon too. The second time was hacks too, because he hit me like 4 times in a row through my barrier. If I'd have killed him the first time, I probably would have gotten a higher 110 because I saved 12 seconds on the tower. So glad to hear the power is still working. I'd better pass on fighting that guy, or I might. Yeah, I mean, I know that Dragon 2's lasers have like a broken hitbox that can, if you're standing in a bad spot, can just go through your barrier quickly. I think the first death was just because of bad mashing, basically. Like, I probably should have finished him off during the last laser cycle I got. Oh, the barrier okay, I actually did not know that the barrier isn't consistent. Yeah, I did already know that the barrier spell doesn't actually just like turn off your hitbox. The barrier has its own hitbox, and then like a shot has to actually touch that in order to despawn. And because of the shape of Dragon's lasers hitboxes, that doesn't always happen successfully. I did save 40 seconds on Carmine, though, pretty much the exact amount of time the death cost me in my PB. I saved a little on the tower, too, so that would have been a small PB if I hadn't died to Dragon, too. But we'll get him next time. Gonna go straight down and then left, so I don't keep overshooting the stuff. I might have gotten a gold Carmine if my spider grind had been a little better. Hey, Red Rex. It happens. That death in Chrono was kind of a a needed reminder that Flea's counterattacks are very dangerous, and I should always heal at least one of my characters after taking one. You throw that axe down, Mr. Orc. Yeah, this is run number 2 tonight. The first run had potential to be a lower 110, and then I died twice to True Dragon. I go for tomatoes this time. Or not, because I think this is off the sweet spot too. Oh, no, I still got it. Ah. Okay. Respectable insect fight. Out of magic, so I definitely need to in here. Also, 1 kill short of where I need to be too, because I only got 1 tomato. Yeah, I'm not planning to submit anything for AGDQ this time. I'm kind of in the same spot I was for last AGDQ, where I'm just not really working on any runs that I would have any kind of shot at getting into the queue. Because, like, if this game gets into AGDQ, it should be Dragon Dark that runs it, and Chrono Trigger isn't getting into 2 GDQ events in a row. I'm not really too in the loop, really, about what people are planning to submit, other than that I know Dragon Dark is submitting this, but assuming some games that I know decently well get in, I'll definitely offer to do commentary. Estimating he hits that 1 takes. Have a wall for die on. You need to be level 16 to finish the game, which is the max level. The last two bosses do specifically require level 16 in order to damage them. That's why this run is kind of fundamentally a lot more about really efficient leveling up than a lot of other kind of similar games where it's more about like dodging enemies and fighting bosses low leveled. Yeah, you do 0 damage if you don't meet the level cap for a particular enemy. Like I had to be level 5 in order to damage the snow zombies in here, which is why I had to kill some mushrooms outside first. Spider had places to be. Tad more aggressive with the serpents, given that I haven't used either of the antidotes yet. One more killed. Killing more stuff doesn't hurt too. Missed my teleport split, but that was considerably slower than the last run. Yeah, whoever was on tech during my Harvey Relief Chrono Trigger run was definitely having some fun. Only hit one of them, and it hit me. This time there were 5 of them. Usually one of them is hanging around that corner there, and it's kind of inefficient to chase down. I'd like to kill 4 of those brains if I can. That cuts out 2 loops with guys. Ooh. Very sorry to hear that. Hope the weather is on the calming end rather than the getting angrier end. Hopefully this and whatever other streams you're in right now are providing some needed distraction from IRL too. Ditto for anybody else out there that's in Irma's path. Oh, nice. I didn't play this quite when it came out, but I did play it fairly shortly after. I didn't actually own a card of this, too. One of my best friends from childhood did, though, who introduced me to the game. To watch it because I might die in another. As soon as I'm past the last mook after the Jill segment, then I can heal up. Yeah, I mean this is kind of. I don't think this is that bad as far as kind of older RPGs that have really obtuse story triggers, figuring out where to go and what to do next, but it is definitely, getting lost, definitely a thing that can happen. Alright, nice. Solid fight. Enough money for the platinum armor again. That was another thing I could do if I really wanted the platinum armor, is to skip that in and just plan on using my magic ring instead. So if I'm doing that, I should save the menu for switching to rabbit boots for after I get the armor. Oh yeah, pretty much every RPG on the NES is just figuring out how to beat it without a guide. It's a feat. Statue bros always catch me off guard. At this point, you can probably safely assume that, like, any video game ever made has had somebody play it with a timer running at least once. Yeah, this isn't really a super popular speed game, which is a bit unfortunate just because it's a great game and a really cool speed run too. I don't know if that's just due to the fact that the game itself isn't particularly well known, or if well, I guess that'd be my leading guess. Oh, number 3, ouch. Well, as long as brief power outages is the worst that's happening, I guess that's something to be grateful for. We're not talking meaningful property damage or risk of harm and stuff. Killed a couple without paralyzing them, so I should be good without needing to magic ring. That ended up costing me time over using the ring at the end, though, just because that last Medusa took too long to kill. Yeah, I have absolutely no doubt that there's going to be an on-site dragster tournament at EQ this year. Alright, good that there's plenty of supplies. Dragster is dead. Well, I heard OmniGamer got a 557, which I think is the theoretical. Well, not really theoretical, because I know he reverse engineered the game to find out what the fastest time could be. This wall. Oh, I'm definitely gonna need to see that this run. The face of one who's pushed the human element to its limit. Alright, get recover this time. Not a huge difference, but having recover very nice for the fog lamp cave. Yeah, once you get past Magus's elemental barrier phase, the rest of it's very, very straightforward, because all he does is cast dark matter. Which is nasty, but I mean, when you know it's coming and can heal, it's not that bad. Here's where the rock wall is right at the start. What? What even hit me there? Really need to not be stingy with magic too. I mean, I have recover, I'm not gonna run out of magic. Killing meats. This is for the NES. Dang it. They remember that there's 2 rolls in a row here too. I already know that the fog lamp cave is one that needs more practice, but I just haven't done so yet. It's most notably right now because I was expecting to be playing Chrono Trigger all night, but I died to flee. Here we are. Looks like I'm gonna might gain a little time here. With the kind of fog lamp cave. Nice. That's pretty good, actually. That's with a lot more time I can be saving in the in this segment. How about the music in this ocean area, by the way, too? It's one of my favorites for the soundtrack. Sadly, I don't get to hear it for the whole grinding segment that's coming up. I should look up the OCRs for Crystalis. I'm sure I listened to them all at some point, but not at all recently. In fact, you know, if we're talking about titles for remixes, there should probably be an ode to Bert. I mean, because Bert is one of the most important characters in the game, but nobody knows who he is. Bert's Lullaby, or Bert's Elegy, or Requiem for a Bert. Getting poisoned 3 times is not particularly cool, though. I'm trying to just be more aggressive with the cabbages. If I get poisoned while doing so, that kind of negates any gain from faster kills. It worked out perfectly again. Oops. Okay. Better than last run, but still, meh. Need to slow down a bit, I guess, and just make sure I'm hitting the inputs at the same time. I mean, that's pretty much fundamentally the same inputs as doing the MP underflow glitch in Final Fantasy IV, which I can very consistently. just remembered to equip the plant that time, and the bonus points if I can remember to equip the Blizzard Bracelet after getting it. And I almost didn't. Lost time again though. Probably just to getting poisoned 3 times and then failing the flight glitch twice. Yeah, just make sure you're healed up enough to be able to survive his dark matter, but yeah, once he's out of his elemental barrier phase, then pretty much just wail away until he's dead. Fully impersonated DH Stub. Make sure I hit 6. Eat a Stixie acquired. I think the change spell can have a powerful impact on the weak-minded. Getting poisoned the speedrun, I see. Stixie. Should have done this menu too. Yeah, definitely gonna have to play this game on October 1st in a couple weeks, given that that'll be the 20th anniversary of the end day. If there was actually a speedrun community for this game, I would maybe suggest a community race or something. October 1st, but I think just as many people playing it as possible would be fine. One person I'm kind of surprised never picked up this game was Feasel, because this game really seems up his alley as far as being kind of a lesser-known NES game. Works out pretty well as a speed game. I do remember seeing him do a casual playthrough of it on stream a while back, last year sometime. I mean, Feasel just doesn't speedrun, period, now, but he still somewhat was back then, and yeah, I was a little surprised he never actually picked this up to do runs. Yeah, I do miss Feasel doing sloths with bow ties and hats streams. With the Feasel cam. It's always weird seeing him in real life at marathons and seeing him in full coloration. Hey Omni, congrats on the 557. I'm told your reaction was pretty good, so I'm definitely looking forward to witnessing that after I'm done with this. Oh, you beat him? Congrats. Wow, I'm gonna lose a bunch of time here. Not particularly sure why, too, because that was an okay Burt grind. Though I do also overestimate how long Mado takes, assuming he doesn't troll me badly. This. Oh, okay, I was really scared there. Make sure I've got enough for teleport. But yeah, when I see myself walking into Mado's fight, like under a minute away from my split time, I'm always expecting a huge time loss, and then remember that the fight does not actually take that long. And even in a kind of a rough fight like that one just now, where he kept dodging my hits and almost killing me. No mosquito sightings at all yet. Yeah, I remember his Blackthorn run for SNES Superstars. Hoping I could kill that guy before without needing to paralyze him, but it being kind of slow. So, not used to having antidotes there, so yeah. If I didn't even think about just popping one of those instead of whipping and using cover. Garbaggio, yeah. I miss Garbaggio. Well, I don't miss Garbaggio killing Fiesel's runs, but I do miss the Garbaggio emote that went with it. Maybe Garbaggio is a little like Tyler Durden in that he's we all have some Garbaggio in us. Hey, Leyland Smith. What's this here? Tornell charged us to avenge DH Stom. Missed the initial spawn on the spider. Well, I basically get one spider that I can miss the spawn of and still be okay, but any more than that and I have to extra cycle. Oh, I just said Tornell just asked Flea to avenge you. We're gonna do that by exterminating the spider population of Goa Fortress. Yes, you do. I want to say that all four of them are plot progression items, as well as being required to damage certain enemies. Yeah, what? I guess he wants you taking a nasty blow to the head and taking it and falling asleep to be avenged. Despawn. They hit this bottom row here before pausing, just to make sure the spider spawn tile is off screen. I don't think that's quite enough for a Medusa to do it. It's kind of an odd amount of experience because of how the Kelbesk section went. Oh. Yeah, I really shouldn't stop, like, backtrack at all to kill specters there, or else I might miss the platform cycle. Hey, Tiny Rick. Alright, have a good night, Earthboundian. Pretty much the same pace as last run, actually. Could have been better if my spiders had cooperated better, but still in PB pace. Well, a little more so, actually, just because I came into the fortress on a slightly better pace. In this game, not really. I mean, the dungeons are kind of easy to get lost in just because of how samey they all look, but if you look at maps, they're actually pretty simple for the most part. Goa Fortress is pretty big, though, the dungeon I just completed. Wait, what? Ah. Fell for this once before, because I just remember west, east, west, but I just missed the first, What made me pick this up to speedrun? Well, I have a lot of nostalgia for playing it as a kid, and I'd been wanting to speedrun both a NES game and a shorter RPG type game for quite a while, so definitely seemed like good meet the objectives. This isn't gonna be a super long project for me, but I do want to improve my time by a few more minutes before moving on. Yeah, I mean, this game has already had the crap kicked out of it pretty badly by Dragon Dark and Matric. Gave me a lot of help in learning the route. Thanks, Jimbo. Yeah, the don't denied lied the highlight streams where DW was making highlights of him talking about the game crushing his soul back when well long before clips were a thing, but back when anybody could make highlights, not just the channel owner. Right. I struggle to remember. Those are like experience. Those are like skeletons where they actually don't have knockback. That was a better Scorpion grind overall, but I think I missed a Beholder I was supposed to kill, and ended up being a kill short before getting to Dragon. I really wanted to YOLO it. I could have tried to fight some Hula Hoop Warlocks in this place. Longbow. Alright, so this is pretty much the same position I was in about an hour and 15 minutes or so ago, where whether or not this run can PB largely depends on how cooperative True Dragon is. Next boss is the biggest source of randomness in the run. Oh, Weird. Oh, so close. Oh. All right. I don't think sub 110 is possible unless I have a unless I gold the tower, but we're definitely in there. I missed a hit on one of them with the thunderstorm. Rang at the end of the last floor. It's still overcharged. Yeah, I picked up on that after I did it a second time, that I released the spell too fast. Alright, and 27. Yeah, so I lost 6 seconds on the tower despite gaining 12 in the last run, but PB. PB by less than the amount of time I saved by not dying to Carmine, but, well. Little improvement. Yeah, I didn't manage the Chuck robots very well. Because I both released the lag storm spell a little too soon on like 2 sets of them, and then I also let myself charge up to full when I wasn't just intending to do level 2 shot, so... I mean, that's still would. I guess if I'd have had the same tower as my last run, that would have been about a like a 110-10 or so. Alright, let's see who else is streaming. Record's 58:14. That's like 10 minutes faster than my golds, I think. Thanks to a lot of things.